Howdy all, Muglax Lives. I think it's time to play a little Infi-Tech 2. Alright. I'm gonna go over here and check my thing. My quarry. Yeah. It keeps jamming up with junk, man. I keep telling it to get rid of the junk. I don't care. It just keeps... So there was a little issue I didn't realize. You can see how like there's millions of oil sands ore, which I think I'm gonna have to filter out. I don't want to throw it away because I make oil from it, but I didn't realize that my oil guy over here had filled up with actual sand. And so I must have hit another oil sands pocket because that should have had some missing. Oh dude, I totally forgot this was down here. That's okay. I don't really use that anymore. All right. I don't know where I just thought I was going. That is not a place. There's a stairway to nowhere. So I did take my, you see my dollies out here. I made another chest, and I filled it up with all of the sodalite dust and cleaned it out, and brought all that sodalite dust over here to be turned into chlorine. Oh man, did I get all this made? No, I ran out of carbon. So this has slowly been making me titanium. Oh, I lied. It didn't make me any titanium. Oh, because there's such a weird amount of oxygen in here. How about now? There we go. Now it'll make me some titanium. Oh yeah. Shoot, I need to get some magnesium going. I don't have any magnesium. Look at that. Hot enriched naquita ingots. Right, it's enriched naquita, so let's go ahead and get that outfit changed as I discovered today. You don't want to mess with that hot naquita like that, because it'll melt your face off, man. Okay, let me get my suit back. I did pull my naquita reactor down. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust it. We can put it back up. I didn't trust it. I shoved it in here. I wasn't sure, and I hadn't looked up how things work. And so I was a little nervous about how the power come out of it. So from what I read, these are the power outputs. And so it should be outputting power. Ooh, that's a big pause. Should be outputting power right now. And which is a good thing, because it's much smaller than these, although it does take Naquita, but it produces 20 million EUs per bolt. And then as you make bigger and bigger versions of it, I think there's 3 versions of it, then each one produces more EU per tick, but it's still the 20 million volts. EU, nope. 20 million EU, not volts. 20 million volts. There we go. I'm gonna sneak this in here. I still need to make magnesium. Magnesium must come from site, right? Magnesium. This has been on all day, I'm not gonna lie. So it might be a little glitchier than normal, although it's often just pretty glitchy. I don't have chromite ore. Refuge. Pyrope. Magnesium. I don't think I have any magnesium. Dust. Oh, I'm gonna get you a tiny pile. That's chrome. 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 Magnesite. What about, is there anything I can electrolyze? Olivine. Alkanite. Oh, bentonite looks pretty good. Because I definitely could use some, for sure. Let's see about that. Was that bent or bet? I don't know. We'll see what I've got in here. Okay, what was this? And it's 30 per, so I'm not actually going to get a lot out of that. I was mostly looking at how you also get silicon, which I always need more silicon. 30, yeah, just regular. Okay. So each of these is 2. Well, that's do its thing. That's a later project. That's something for me to do later. Okay. Because this should have just made me a bunch of magnesium too. Oh, and silicon. Whoa, look at all the silicon dust in here. Why is there so much silicon dust in here? What is making silicon over here? That must have been me, right? Making sodium. Because I thought I was going to make sodalite. But this also works. Are these small? Turns out I actually don't need all that bentonite. I just have all the magnesium and silicon I need over here. If I put this in here, will this go? Yeah, okay. Let that get 2 of those in there, and then I can throw this one in here. And then I'm going to get some more of this silicon over here. Nice. I accidentally clicked that thing. I got ashes instead. I don't want ashes. I wanted this silicon. Because silicon is something I use a lot of. I also need to do a bunch of steel again. I'm getting low on steel. So I left the server running overnight, which is why I had as much osmium, which was like 4. I had 4 osmium after letting it run overnight. Yeah, I don't have any iridium anywhere. I looked, nothing in any of my quarries, nothing. I used all the iridium I have found so far. Alright, so those look good. But I needed a new turbine when I logged on, and so I was just going to make a bunch of turbines. I'm like, maybe 10 turbines. It's like, you don't have enough steel. I'm like, okay, make me 3 turbines. You don't have enough steel. Okay, make me 1 turbine. Okay, book. Now, let's see where we're at here. So I made, was it in here? Yes. I made the Naquita reactor. There's Wi-Fi cables. I did the quantum conundrum. Replicators. This is something I really want to get into because I think you can matter osmium, maybe. So I need to make an advanced mass fabricator 3, which sounds useful, maybe. Advanced mass fabricator 3. Okay, so we need, that's easy. I don't remember if that's easy. I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I don't have enough osmium for that. Oh no, I do. Because remember it was, I thought it was going to be a full stack of osmium, but it was really half a stack. So I think we might be onto something here. So I need 4 energy flow circuits. Energy flow circuits, which I already have all the recipes for. So what does 4 look like? 4 looks like I have all the stuff for it. Sweet. So start that. So let's start with this processing because I need to be able to fly. I know that there's a lot of steps to it. I don't want to get too confused with what's going down. Okay, so we got that started. Then I need those, these guys, right? Do I have EV machine hull set up to just make in here? I do. Do I have enough stuff for that? I do. And it'll make that on its own. I don't have to be here for that. Oh, but that takes up my 2 slots. That's okay, it's done with the machine hull. So now these gravity guys are 4 data control circuits, which it also makes. Data control. I need 8 of those. Oh, and I have enough stuff for all that too. Sweet. Man. I am just rocking the steps here. Although I'm sure that's going to end. Look at all that silicon. It's a good thing I just put all that silicon in there. It's a good thing I've got my polyethylene and my Teflon sit-ups already in place, because it looks like I'm going to be burning through all that. This is the problem with some of these high-end machines and stuff, is they just take so many little tiny step pieces I mean, can you imagine if you had to do this without an AE system? Oh, just all the tedious, tiny little steps. I mean, yes, there are machines that, you know, are doing the actual construction, but having to feed all those bits and pieces and then put them together in the crafting table? Just too much. Too much. Oh man, another... Right, you do use sodium dust. There's more silicon in here. Do you get silicon from processing this out? That doesn't make any sense. You get magnesium. Where's all this silicon coming from? You don't get silicon from that. Do you get silicon from this process? No. Do you? Maybe you do. I'll click really fast to see if I can grab whatever this is producing. I know it's producing liquid titanium, which is what I'm after. No, that's making ashes. Where is this silicon coming from? You're not doing anything, so can't be from you. You guys are making something else. This is my fuel production for spaceships. I don't know where that silicon is coming from. It must be coming from this process here, right? That doesn't make any sense to me, though, because this process is cleaning the magnesium chloride. There aren't two outputs. There's just that. And this is making ash. And those are the... Oh. No, because you're not actually an input. You're not anything. That's it. Those are the only two inputs. I don't understand. I don't know where... It's magic. I don't know. Alright. Something's producing it. It's gotta be this. Alright, I'm... Sorry, I've got distracted here. I've got to know. Rutile. I'm processing rutile. Rutile. Okay, rutile in a chemical reactor with carbon dust makes ashes and titanium chloride. Not it. This is magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride in the chemical reactor with sodium makes small magnesium dust. Not it. Am I blind? Out. Up. In. Up. In. And that's it. Oh, wait, no, this guy back here also connects to it. It must be this. It is. Okay, I didn't realize there was sodalite dust left. Jeez. I swear I looked in there and there was nothing in there, so... Mystery solved. That's where it's all coming from. Alright, you got that green stuff done over here while I was being dumb? Looks like it. Green stuff is done. So now we should just do lots and lots of electrum foil. Lots of electrum foil. Those and those. Yep. I feel like I should be having to use the blue laser here at some point as well. You know, if I made more advanced precision laser engravers, I could set up one for red, one for green, and one for blue, and then I wouldn't have to be part of this process at all. The problem is that that's not so bad, although occasionally I have had to use a diamond lens, apparently, and a yellow lens. It's when you get these, where there's like... Or this one. I'd have to have one for each of those for this to work. And that is why I do some of this by hand. Oh, that's platinum foil, huh? That's a totally different foil. Didn't realize it. All right. I guess while I'm doing this, I could tell you a little story. So I need to get my car fixed. I got some bad tires on my car, so I needed to take my car in to get new tires. I don't go anywhere, so I haven't driven it for real in a long time. And so it's kind of putting off getting new tires because my mechanic was like, there's a wobble? I'm like, yep. And he's like, the wobble's from your tires? I'm like, okay. And he's like, so to get rid of the wobble, you need to get new tires. I'm like, okay. But he didn't make it seem like it was a drastic thing that I needed to get fixed, just that if I wanted to get rid of the wobble. So, since I drive so little, I wasn't worried about the wobble. And so I have to do some driving possibly next week. There's a couple of things I need to do that I was going to do this week, but things changed. And so it snowed, and the snow blew, and I went to leave the driveway, and I got stuck at the end of the driveway. I'm like, all right, well, this sucks. And so I dig my car out, rocking it back and forth to get it back onto the driveway where I slid off into the yard. And so I did all that, And then when I got on the road, I got no brakes. Like, push the pedal all the way down. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I'm already on my way to the mechanic. So I guess I'm just going to try to carefully go to the mechanic with almost no brakes. So I'm leaving a wide berth between me and the car in front of me. And I had to drive all the way through the town to get there. And, so it's like I know I live in a small area, so it's not a very big town, but it is like a couple, 3 miles across. And through, traffic and pedestrians and stoplights and all that kind of stuff. And so I get to the mechanic, and it's even worse when I go to turn in his driveway. I'm like, I feel no brake coming into the driveway here. And so I get up in there, and I come in, and they're like, hey, what do you need? I'm like, so I called earlier about tires, like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I also need you to look at my brakes, because they do brakes. And I'm like, I lost brakes on the way over. And he's like, well, I can't do that today. We'll do that on Tuesday, or Wednesday maybe. This is Monday. I'm like, oh, okay, can I leave it here? Because I don't want to drive it back home with no brakes. He's like, yeah, that's not a problem. They got a parking lot. And I'm like, all right. And so I text home because there are multiple adults live here. Thing is, one of their vehicles got rear-ended in like November and has been sitting in the driveway since November with a broke-out window. They got a tarp over it, but it's just been sitting there since like November, and they haven't gotten it fixed. I don't know. They have insurance and everything. They just need to get the insurance or the repair place to fix it. I don't understand what's taking so long. Like, I've had cars go into the shop because I've hit a deer or something, and it's never taken months before the car company does something about it. So I don't know what the deal is. So, yes, I get it. We got a pandemic. There was probably some issues with that, but this seems extremely long not to have done something about it. Anyways, so let's back up one little bit. So I knew I had some stuff I'm gonna have to drive for jury duty possibly, which angers me. But my sister goes, "Why are you getting your car fixed up?" This is what she says to me. I'm like, well, I got some stuff to do. I need to be able to drive around. She's like, well, I could take you. I'm like, well, sure, I guess, but it'd be easier if I just got my car going again. And so anyways, so I text him. I'm like, hey, I'm stuck here at the tire place. I need a ride home. My car needs brake work. No response. Now, I texted, and I'm knowing that they were playing in a tournament when I left on their phone. So I know they were looking at their phone. No response. That's my brother-in-law. So I guess he was playing in a tournament. So I text my sister, hey, I'm stuck at the tire place. I need a ride home. And so almost immediately after that, I get a response from my brother-in-law that he can't find the keys to the truck. And so, what am I going to do? I'm stuck. I got no ride. So I'm waiting. And then he texts back, the battery in the truck is dead. Now, I just replaced the battery in my car on Sunday, knowing that it wouldn't start. So I need a new battery so that I could drive it to the tire place to get new tires. And then my brakes went out. So yeah. And it's been one of those. And so now his battery is dead because he left the light on in his truck. And so I'm like, well, great. What am I going to do now then? ... No response. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll text my sister. I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? No response. So I'm like, okay. When I say no response, I mean I never got a response. I never. In person, yes. Text-wise, no. So I text my sister-in-law. I'm like, who would be home on a Monday who could give me a ride? I thought maybe, because she works at a school, that maybe, they were off. Turns out they were. It was President's Day. They didn't have school. Uh, and so turns out my brother took the day off too. So he came and got me. It took him an hour for some reason. And so I text him back. I'm like, hey, I got a ride. Um, do you want me to pick up a battery while I'm here at the repair place? Um, no response. Zero. What is. Oh, that's my recipe. I just tried to steal my own recipe. No response. So I came home and they jumped the vehicles here and got them started up. All right, I think that's all of that. Okay, so I'm making an advanced, matter something, matter fabricator. I'm making a matter. Oh no, am I making a matter fabricator? Mass fabricator, yeah. Mass fabricator. This. Right, because we don't have the orbs made yet. But I've got the stuff in here for that. I probably got to be getting close to being out of. I could be close to being out of nether stars at this point. Yeah, I've only got 5 left. So I made it home. My car's still at the brake place. The dude said it wouldn't be till Wednesday before they could even look at it. 2 hours after I came home, the tire place calls. Like, yeah, so we're gonna have to replace your brake lines. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, and while we're in there, we should probably just go ahead and do the fuel lines because, with the one being rusted out and they're right next to each other. I'm like, yep, sure, sounds good. I don't think I've ever had my fuel lines replaced on this car since I owned it. So, sure. I don't care. And they're like, well, that's going to be like a lot of money. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I need my car back. So, do it. Okay, it'll be 3 to 5 days before we can get the parts in. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, it was crazy. So jury duty has now cost me a battery, a brake line, a fuel line, and 4 new tires. So we're approaching $1,500. It's gonna cost me for jury duty so far, if I even have it. And this is like the 6th time I've been called. Okay, so let's check the book. Call O'Neill. A replicator can be used to turn your UU matter. Okay, wait a minute. The mass fabricator is a machine that produces so-called UU matter, which is used to replicate elements. It creates liquid UU matter by consuming energy. In an LV fabricator, 1 liter of UU matter takes 160 seconds. So if I take this guy, I should be able to slap it on the side of this Naquita generator. How do I know if it's working? Do I have to give it something? Yes. No? It made some. It made one. What are these for then? Okay, it's going. It's going. It's going slow. All right, so I've got UU matter now. That's cool. I wasn't sure how UU matter was made in this pack, so now we know. I've got my Naquity generator producing power for my UU matter. That's fine. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is make a replicator. We'll turn UU matter into actual material. Type of material produced is determined by a data orb with a material type scanned into it. Okay, I've got my scanner. So I need to scan... okay, so I need to make an advanced replicator 3 to go with that. I'll have to move some stuff around. But I believe my scanner is over here somewhere, right? No? I really thought my scanner was over here somewhere. I know I made a scanner and I put it somewhere. Oh, right here. So, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna have it do osmium, obviously, because I can't get my hands on osmium. Let me see how much UU matter that's gonna take. Osmium. Will it tell me that? And then we'll call it a day. I actually don't think those recipes have ever come up. So, oh, right here, replicator. It will take me, oh, only 190. Nice. I'm not gonna lie here, but if you notice this is already up to 8. So 190 will be way faster than all of these machines making this. How crazy is that? All right, with that, I'm going to call it a day. So be better in the little things, lean into the light. I will talk to you later.